What's up? What's up? We are going live. It is Friday, January 5th. And I just wanted to hop on here and go live, y'all. What a week. What a week. We officially launched School Psych AI Premium, and it's Friday. So I just wanted to hop on here and just answer any questions that you all might have, do a walkthrough of the platform, and just give some feedback on the platform so that we can all grow. I am Byron McClure, and I really just want to walk through the platform if that's all right. Oh, also part of this, I'm also testing. This is my first time, so we're live streaming on Facebook Live, and we're also live streaming on YouTube. If you don't follow the YouTube channel, it's School Psych AI on every social media platform. But you can go to YouTube, just search uh, School Psych AI, and you should be able to find it. It should come right on up. If you're on YouTube, but you're not on the Facebook group, go join the Facebook group, and it's School Psych AI in the Facebook group as well. So if you're here, let me know. Let me know where you're from, what your name is, and just give me a wave inside the comments. Um, again, I'm Byron, and I just want to walk through the platform, answer any questions, demo anything. If there's anything that you all want to take a look at, and if you see me looking side to side, I have a dual monitor set up, and that way I can preview what's going on and also pay attention to. So, whew, it's 2024, y'all. How's everyone's year going? Y'all having a good year? Let me know. What's up? Okay, see someone checking in from Maryland. Let me know what part of Maryland. Uh, I don't know if y'all know, I grew up in Maryland. PG County is home for me. So PG County is home. Worked in Southern Maryland, and after I worked in Southern Maryland for a bit, I went over to DC. So let me know what part of Maryland you're checking in from. So, and I'm not sure if we're live on YouTube. If not, I will. If you're on YouTube, check in. Let me know. Oh, boom! There we go. Yep, I did. We're live on YouTube. That worked. So I'm gonna close out of that for a bit. Uh, Anna Rundle, what's up? What's up, Anna Rundle in the building? All right, cool. Okay, it's Friday. I'm gonna get right into it. Like I said, the point of this live, I just want us to hang out, want to walk through the platform, answer any questions that you all might have, demo, just different parts of the platform. So let's get right to it. So I am going to share my screen and pull this up. I'm going to share the entire, let's do the entire screen. And if there's anything that you all have questions on, or want me to walk through inside the platform, please put it inside of the comments and I'll be sure to get to those as well. All right, y'all. This is the School Site AI platform. There has been most users have been able to get inside of the platform. There has been a few bugs preventing some users from, once they log in and create credentials, it doesn't convert right away, meaning that it stays in the free trial and it doesn't go to the premium, and so you won't see some of the features. And so shout out to Ed, our engineer. He's our CTO. He's working feverishly on working out some of those bugs, and a few other small bugs here. But once you're logged in and you're able to access the platform, you'll be able to tell you're in premium because it has this pink box. And inside of this pink box, it's essentially a countdown letting you know when your free trial ends. And as you can see, January 10th, that's when my free trial ends as well. Um, if you're new, if you're just getting started, uh, one of the core features of School Psych AI is the chatbot. The chatbot is Sophia, and Sophia is essentially your school psych assistant, designed to help make your life easier. If you were original user, our internal team, we says that the OG user. So if you're an OG user, meaning you've been here for a while, let me know inside of the chat as well. But That's all it was when we first started. It was just the chatbot, meaning you ask Sophia a question, you get a response back. And we still have that, but we've built in a ton of other features as well. And this is how I always like to get started. And so you see, I'm inside of the chat box here. It says ask a question. And so I'm going to say, tell me about yourself. We're just warming up here. If there's questions or anything that you want me to ask Sophia inside of the that you want to see, put it inside of the chat box, and I'll ask those questions. If there's any features you want to see, let me know, and we'll get to that as well. Okay, here's the response. You see, Sophia replies back, I'm an AI chatbot expertly designed for school sites and education related tasks. My primary functions include summarizing text, paraphrasing content, simplifying concepts, drafting communications, retrieving diverse information. Sophia does a lot of different things. We're not going to read it all. Come back, watch this a little bit later. You'll be able to read all the way through. It's also important to note that what you're seeing, how Sophia is responding that way because we've trained Sophia to respond that way as well. And you can see she says what her goals are and then to ask any particular question. So let's say you're brand new to the field of school psychology. Let's say you're a graduate student and you're trying to learn more. And you want to know about the WISC. So you might ask a question like, what is the WISC 5? And then you'll see Sophia is thinking, boom. And then Sophia gives a response and tells a little bit about what the WISC is. All right, great. Now, one of the most important things to using any AI platforms, let alone school psych AI, is your ability to prompt. And if you're not sure what prompting is, you might have heard it. Prompting is essentially how are you framing questions in order to get a response back from the platform, in this case from Sophia. And so framing the questions, the context within your prompt is going to be super important. One of the things that we did to really help with that is we built in a prompt library to kind of help you get started, so you're not creating prompts. And I'll show you that here in a bit. But I want to quickly show you, let's say one of the prompts that I use all the time is limit prose, present in markdown form, right? And let's say that I wanted to save that prompt. We built in this feature where you can save your prompts, right? And here's another one, right? I use this one all the time. Please provide me 3 evidence-based interventions that can be used. And so you see that one is safe here. But let's say I wanted to add one of my favorite prompts. And just for this example, I'll say limit prose. Boom. Short, sweet, and to the point. Add that prompt. And now that's saved. What I was doing when I was using ChatGPT, I had my notes app in my MacBook and my desktop, and I would go into the notes app, save all of my prompts there, and then bring it back inside of ChatGPT. But with this feature, what we're able to do is what you're able to do is to save all of your prompts directly inside of the platform. And that's really cool because now you don't have to go to any external app or outside of it. All of your prompts can be saved right here, which is super, super cool. It's important to note that in the free version of the platform, you're only able to save 5 prompts, and then you're only able to save 5 threads as well. And we'll get to threads here in a bit. Okay, let's say that these prompts are cool, but then if you want to exit out of that, just click save prompts. Someone messaged earlier and they said, you haven't been talking about one of these features. So I'm going to show you all this feature right now. One of the things that we added is the ability to expand the chat box, right? And then collapse it. Oh, shout out to our engineer. I asked them to add the collapse feature. So now you can make it bigger. So now I have all this room to type. Yay. Or if you don't want all of that room, just collapse and then it's back to that regular version as well. Okay. Now, let's say that you're learning, but you still want to be able to access the prompt library. And shout out to Rachel, aka School Psych Simplified. She's an amazing school psychologist out of Missouri. She's part of the team. She has worked so hard, and she worked on the prompt library, which I want to show you all. And so we have a prompt playbook, which is a PDF, and then we took all of those prompts. It's hundreds of prompts that we have, and then we integrated it inside of the actual platform. So let's say you wanted to search, and if there's anything that you all want to see, if you're watching, please put it inside of the chat, and I'll try to get to that as well. But let's say that you needed, one of the first people who asked for this wanted prompts for the Basque. And so, oops, let me see. Let me go back to search. And then as I'm searching, you see all of these different prompts for the Basque are coming up, which is really, really cool. And then let's say I wanted to click on one of it, right? Boom. I'll click in it, and then it duplicated because I clicked it twice. Let me clear it out and then only click it once. And then I search Basque, all the prompts come up. Then I'll click this first one, and then that prompt is right inside of the chat box. Now, what you have to do, this one says, Sophia, based on the BAS3 self-report results, suggest potential interventions or supports for a student exhibiting signs of anxiety. What you would have to do is simply put in how the student scored, the scores from the BAS3 self-report, and then hit enter, and then it'll give you a prompt. For this demonstration purposes, let's just say this student scored within the at-risk range. So Sophia, based on the BAS3 self-report results, the student scored in the at-risk range across all areas. Suggest potential interventions or supports for a student exhibiting signs of anxiety. Hit enter, and then let's see what Sophia comes up with. And when you see the three dots, that just lets you know Sophia is thinking as well. Okay, and then boom, there we go. And then I'll pause 1 second and you could read. All right, take a look. Doom, doom, doom. Give me 1 second. As you read through, I'm going to send a quick text. All right. And this says, okay. And so these responses are pretty generic. We're going to work on this because I want more specific interventions. But for this demonstration, we see that that's how you use the prompt library. Super easy. You can search. Let's say you could do parent-friendly reports, report assistance. And again, just click it, and then it goes directly inside of it as well. All right. And any of those prompts that you click, you could also save it to. One thing that I want to show you, let's say that you read through these recommendations that we got, and let's say that you actually liked this. You could give it a thumbs up. What I like about this is the thumbs up and thumbs down is feedback. And this is important because everything that we do, we want to make sure that we're getting feedback along the way. And so in this feedback, you could say, hey, what did you like about the response? Then you could say, it was pretty good. Thank you. And then this feedback goes to our system. And let's see, I don't know, can you do both? Let's see, we're learning right here. Okay, provide additional feedback. And let's say that you didn't like this response. I might say, this response was pretty generic. And what's going to happen is our internal team will be able to see all of this feedback, and it'll help us to continuously make the product better along the way. If you're watching, we're just going through the platform. If you have questions, put it inside of the chat. Let me know as well, and I'll try to answer those questions for you. All right, great. What I want to do now while we're working on prompts, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, so there's no better time than the present. I want to work on on prompting to get better recommendations. And I actually want to test something. So I'm going to pull up, here's my notes. Boom, boom, boom. Let me slide this over here. And then I'm going to pull up the prompt that I've been working on, and I want to see how it does. And you all, we are doing this in real time. Okay. So let's say that we have a student who is struggling with math anxiety. This is a generic prompt that I use all the time just to kind of see, how the model does. And this one says, please give me three interventions for a seventh grade student struggling with anxiety in her math class. So I actually want to save this so I don't have to keep adding it every single time. And then I put that there, add prompts, boom, now save. So now I don't have to go back and keep adding it over and over. So that's there. And then I'm going to hit enter. Then let me collapse that down. And now Sophia's thinking, okay, so this actually is not the generic responses that sometimes you can get. These are the three recommendations: mindfulness and relaxation techniques, structured study support. I like this one, the structured study support. That one's pretty good. And then positive self talk and cognitive restructuring. Okay, that's pretty cool. Usually, sometimes what it would give me is practice mindfulness. It would say cognitive behavioral therapy. And then other times it would just say SEL. I'm like, no, that's way too broad. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to slightly tweak that prompt. Remember, you can see our first prompt right here. It was, please give me three interventions for a seventh grade student struggling with anxiety in her math class. Now I'm going to slightly tweak it. I'm going to say, please give me three explicit interventions for a seventh grade student struggling with anxiety in her math class. If you all who are watching, if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know and we could tweak it together in real time. So let's hit enter and let's see if there's a difference in responses that we get. A lot of this, you all, is just testing and tweaking until you figure out, okay, this is the type of prompt that gives me the best response. And it's a lot of trial and error, which is, to me, is the fun part, figuring it out. Okay, so these responses look, they're basically the same. That didn't change at all. So I'm going to give that a thumbs down and say the responses were exactly the same. And submit. And then we sent in that feedback. Okay. So now let's try a different prompt. And this prompt is slightly different. And let's see. This one says, please give me three individualized interventions for a seventh grade student struggling with anxiety in her math class. Let's hit enter and let's see what we get. Let's see if that makes any difference. Nope, same responses. Okay, let's try this. Let's create a new thread. New recommendations. And this is a good part about having multiple threads. And let's say that I no longer want this one. This is also something that we added, the ability to add and delete threads. So to delete a thread, you just hit the trash can button, hit the green arrow, and then it's deleted. Make sure that you click back in and then it'll pull up. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one. And sometimes it's important, it could be helpful to delete threads. Just so that it kind of frees up some of the context and space. And so let's see now that we have a new thread, if it can give us any different response. All right, so this is still giving us some of the same generic answers, which we don't like. And so we'll provide some feedback here. It is giving the same generic responses. We don't want that. We want new, fresh answers. Well, no. Okay, so this one's kind of different. Cognitive behavioral strategies. I'm not in love with it. Let's try something different. We're going to say, give me an evidence-based intervention for students struggling with reading fluency. And let's see how it does. And a lot of this is just testing it out, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, trying different prompts as well. Okay, so looks like it's doing a little bit better with the reader fluency one. Select the passage, modeling, guided practice, repeated reading. This is one of my favorite reading interventions right here. So I actually love that one. I'm gonna heart that. Boom. Love repeated reading. Now we have feedback. Awesome. If there's anything that you all want to see in the chat, just let me know and I will get that going for you as well. Okay, so we showed you how to save prompts. We showed you the prompt library. Quickly went over new threads. Oh, one important thing: if you see at the top of the screen, it's three different bubbles that we have. These are important because it's reminders, right, of how you should use Sophia. The first one: do not put personally identifiable information inside of the platform, may occasionally produce bias or inaccurate info. And the third one: apply professional judgment and follow your school, district, organizational policies, which that's always important. Uh, we wanted to put these because this AI, the technology, is emerging. It doesn't always get it right. And we always have to use our clinical judgment. Ultimately, you'll be on the hook if you put in inaccurate information and then submit that. So you always want to double check, fact check in anything that you do, and especially with AI. Okay, are y'all ready for this? Let's move on to the Sophia Summarizer. All right. And before I go into the Sophia Summarizer, uh, I wanted to know if there's any questions or anything. Um, in fact, let's see, because it's Friday. I'm actually going to stop there because I want to make sure that we get a lot of users to see this and that we document. Um, Please don't hesitate to reach out. If you need anything, if you have questions, we'll be available. Let me know if you need anything. Take care, everyone.